Today we're going to be talking about footballers' celebration and the meaning behind them. Starting off with Luis Suarez. For a celebration, he kisses his 3 fingers and his wrist. This is a dedication for his family, the 3 fingers being his 3 kids, and his wrist being his wife. He also has the tattoo of his wife on his wrist, and him kissing it signifies him kissing his wife, and him kissing his 3 fingers signifies him kissing his 3 children. So this shows that Luis Suarez really loves his family. That's the meaning behind this celebration. The next celebration we're going to be talking about is Lionel Messi. His iconic celebration is him looking up and pointing his 2 fingers at the sky. When an interviewer asked Messi about his celebration, he said, I quote, "I'm doing this because I dedicate my goal to my grandmother. She took me to football, but now she can't see how far I've come. Nevertheless, she continues to help me and my family." So if it wasn't for Celia, Messi's grandmother, we probably would have never seen him play football or even break records. But to better understand this, I'm going to give a little bit of context and backstory. Messi's grandmother actually insulted Messi's coach and manager because he wouldn't let him play when he was 4 years old. It happened during a match in Grandoli. Players were 1 year older than him, so that's probably why. A player was actually missing and Celia, Messi's grandmother, told the manager to, I quote, "let him play," and the manager answered no. She then insisted, but the manager refused because he was too young and couldn't play. She then said, I quote, "put him in and he's going to save the game." Messi had a really brave grandmother. They then started to argue and exchange words, and after all of that, the coach finally let young Messi play. And guess what he did during that game? He scored twice during that game, which is absolutely incredible for him to do against a player older than him when he was only 4 years old. So Messi's celebration is to show gratitude and honor for his grandmother, Celia, that unfortunately passed away when he was only 10 and didn't get the chance to see Messi become who he is, one of the greatest footballers in the planet and in the world. For our third celebration, we have Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe's celebration is him putting his 2 hands across his chest and looking up to the distance. Mbappe explained that he created this celebration when he was playing FIFA games, and every time his younger brother would score against him when they were playing, he would celebrate by crossing his arms. One day his younger brother paused the game and told Kylian Mbappe to do this celebration during a game. Mbappe said, "Okay, I'll do it." He then scored against Dortmund and did this iconic celebration in the UCL quarterfinal while he was still at Monaco FC. And he's been doing this celebration ever since as a nod to his little brother. Our fourth celebration is Gabriel Jesus, or Jesus, whichever you want to call him. His celebration is him being on the phone and having a phone call. He explained that the reason behind this celebration is, I quote, "Whenever I score for Manchester City, my mother calls me. As soon as the ball hits the back of the net, the phone rings." So Gabriel Jesus' celebration is a nod to his mother calling him whenever he scores. Very beautiful story. Moving on to Erling Haaland. He celebrates his goal by meditating. It is known as the lotus pose, and when Esports Interactivo asks why he did this celebration, Haaland answered, "I really enjoy meditation. It makes me feel calm and gives me tranquility. This is why I sometimes celebrate like this when I score." So this is why Haaland celebrates by doing a yoga pose, because it calms him down, and he loves yoga. Moving on to Cristiano Ronaldo. His trademark celebration is him jumping in midair, performing a midair pirouette before screaming "Sí," which means yes in Spanish. And this is him being happy when he scores and expressing his delight when he scores. Now moving on to Edison Cavani. Edison Cavani's celebration is him mimicking firing an arrow from a bow into the sky or into the distance. Edison Cavani says that this celebration is inspired by his country's past and the name of his daughter. He said, I quote, when my little daughter, India, was born, her name is just a small reference to our native Uruguayans, the Charruas. So his celebration, him firing his arrow, encapsulates all of these different mix, being the name of his daughter and the indigenous people of his country. For number 8, we have Antoine Griezmann. His celebration is him doing the Hotline Bling dance, and is just a tribute to the Canadian rapper Drake in his song Hotline Bling, where he does this dance. Moving on to our 9th celebration, Lewandowski. Lewandowski's celebration is him fist pumping himself with his 2 hands across his chest. The player said, I quote, my daughter used to hold hands like that when she was 2 years old. So I started imitating her and it stuck. So the celebration is a nod to his daughter. And for our 10th and final celebration, we have Jesse Lingard. So Jesse Lingard's celebration is him putting his 2 hands and doing an L shape with his fingers and thumbs. Now this is just his initials being Jesse Lingard, the J being the J we see with his first finger, and the L being the L we see with his last finger, Jesse Lingard. So that's it. Hopefully you learned something, and hopefully you know the meaning behind a new celebration. And that's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm off.